I am here finally doing a studio tour. A lot of you have asked for that, so I'm finally getting my shit together and showing you around my little bedroom studio. So let's have a look. I think we'll start with my desk and my poster that is falling off the wall, but I can't bring myself to fix it. So yeah, the brains of my studio is my 27-inch iMac, which I love. I think it has 64 gigs of RAM, which I find really useful. I wish I would have gotten more storage on it though. That is my only issue. And then I have my Apollo X8P, which is my interface that I use, which is really great. I used to have a twin. Casey still has it upstairs, but I needed something with more inputs, so I had more flexibility to have more things running at once. I also have a satellite. It's an Octo, so it's like the maxed out one, and I got that because I really like a lot of the UAD plugins for mixing and processing, and I was running out a lot, so it was worth it to me. Maybe not if you're not a UAD obsessor like I am. So yeah, that's oh, and I have my Dynaudio BM15As, I think, for monitors. I've had these for, God, like 9 or 10 years now, and I still love them. They're really kind of like, they've got a good low end and a good, everything else. So let's take a look at some of my outboard gear. So I've kind of only been like dabbling into this over the past 2 years now, and the thing I like about it is I really am a bad decision maker, so I really like getting sounds going in that I can commit to, and this has really done that for me. So it's all running through this patch bay here, which makes it super easy to change what's going where. I have all my synths going to it as well, and I also have my pedal board hooked into this, so I can run anything through the pedals really easily. Anything coming out of my interface, anything I want to plug into it direct, just super flexible. And on this rack I have all my preamps. I have the Warm Audio 273 EQ, which is just a Neve style 1073 situation. Oh, we have a visitor. It sounds great, it's affordable, and it's super familiar to me because I've been using the plugin version of these for a while. So, and it's just a great way to learn what preamps do and how EQ sounds. And down here I have another kind of 1073-ish style thing. It's a modified, I think it was a Yamaha PM1000, and then this company modified it, and now it is this. I'm missing a knob on it though, because it wasn't working very well. But it's really similar to this. It's maybe a little dirtier, if I had to differentiate the two, or like a little more extreme, maybe. I'm not sure. Maybe that's just because it's black and I'm subconsciously thinking that. I don't know. but I like it regardless. And down here we have another modded situation, which is a Symmetrics 528, which I think they were originally used for like broadcast vocals. But this company Revive modded it so it's kind of more close to an SSL channel strip, but like really cheap, and it's super fun. I really like this thing. I run synths through it, drums. The compressor on it is really fun. Yeah, I'm just a big fan of it. And on my desk, I have my compressors, starting with a distressor, which is like pretty classic piece of gear. I got it because it's really flexible. It can kind of do any style of compression. And yeah, it has all these different ratios. It can do an opto thing. It can go super hard with the nuke setting, which is really fun. And I also really like the distortion. This stuff is really fun. And just, yeah, another really easy to use compressor. And underneath it, I have the Warm Audio WA2A, which is obviously a LA2A, what do you call it? Replica? I don't know, whatever. I love this thing. I use it on vocals all the time. Again, it's super simple. It does the thing that you want. It just smooths things out. And yeah, another thing I'm really glad I got. I'm really impressed by the Warm stuff for how affordable it is. Moving over here, I have my two DBX 160s. I thought one of them was broken, but I just had it hooked up wrong. Man, I love these compressors so much. I think when I first started learning about compressors, I was super drawn to this one because it just has such a cool character. It's smacky. It's great for drums. It's great for guitars too. Like anything you want to be like poking through a little bit more, this is what's up. And these are fun because I can connect them together with this slave switch, and then they run as a stereo pair, which is super fun for a drum parallel or just a drum bus if you're feeling crazy. So yeah, that is all my outboard gear. Let's move on to synthesizers. I will start over here with my MS-20 Mini. It's the like reissue that they did, and it's like a lot smaller than the original, but it sounds just as good. I am obsessed with this thing. I use it all the time. Like, man, it's just so fun to go in and twist the knobs, and it gets dirty. The filters are really fun. I use it for a lot of like glitchy, weird textures. Well, I guess I use it for bass too. It's quite monstrous for that as well. Overall, just a really fun mono synth and really affordable for an analog piece of gear. Loves it. Over here, I have my little rack of synths, starting with my Nord Lead 2, which was my first, well, not technically my first, but my first synth that I ever bought. I bought it on tour on Craigslist and have been using it so much ever since. I used it on tour a lot. I used it all over Saved. It's a digital analog synth, so it does have an analog sound, but it is a lot more stable. I love this thing. It's super easy to learn. Like, all the controls are here, and yeah, it's like like if you don't have a synthesizer and you're looking for one that's like pretty flexible and easy and sounds good, I would say this. I've learned so much from it, and it continues to just be my go-to all the time. Underneath that, we have your classic Juno 106, which is, most people are pretty familiar with this one. Really great sounding. It's one of those synthesizers that just have a kind of timeless classic sound, and again, it's all the controls are right there. It's super easy. It's not as flexible as the Nord. It's very much like, I'm a Juno and that is what I do, but that's why we love it. And of course, it has its famous chorus, which just sounds incredible all the time. This thing is warm as hell. I use it for pads, and a lot of times I use it for sub bass because it is just so deep, so warm, and so round. Underneath that, we have the Yamaha DX7, which is a FM synthesizer. A little bit more complicated to use, but a classic. You've probably heard the electric piano sound like a million times, or like the tubular bells. It's very recognizable. I don't use this one as much as these ones, but whenever I do bring it up, I forget how fun it is. Just good for like metallic, weird stuff, like, and your classic 80s kind of vibes. So yeah, those are my synthesizers. We have Crockpot has calmed down now. She is on the floor having a nice time. I'll show you some guitars I have down here. I've got my Harmony Archtop, which I got for super cheap. It's like kind of janky, but it sounds great, and I am obsessed with it. It's like the only acoustic guitar I ever want to play. We used it on SGL. I use it literally on everything I do that is acoustic guitar. Highly recommend. We've got my first guitar ever. I got when I was like, I don't know, maybe 8 or 9, 10, I don't know. When Hanson was like popping off, I got it, and I learned Bop on it. It's just a Fender Squier Strat, but I recently had my friend Wyatt take it and fix it up. Got some new tuners on it, new pick guard, and just like cleaned it up because it was pretty gross. I love this one. It's my go-to electric guitar right now. Behind here we have a Dan Electro. I don't know what model it is. I bought it from my friend Danny. And it's got a really cool tone. I don't use it as much, but I really should. I just always have this one ready to go. But this is very fun as well. Like a little more like round sounding than a Strat, which is like a bit more edgy, I guess. Love it. Then we got, this is Casey's, but I use it all the time, this Jag bass. I love this thing. I think we need to get it like fixed up a little bit. The intonation is a little bit weird, but I love playing this thing. It does the job. I only have one mic up here right now, and it's the Warm Audio 47, which is a tube condenser mic. Another Warm Audio thing, really affordable for what it is, and it sounds great. It's really got some nice detail to it. I use it for vocals mostly, but I've used it for acoustic guitar as well, and as a room mic too. Yeah, we love it. Okay, lastly, for headphones, I have the Bear Dynamic DT770 Pros for when I'm tracking. I've used these for 1,000 years. They're just great. They're sturdy. They sound great. Not too expensive. Classic studio headphones. And when I'm mixing, I use the DT1990 Pros, which are open back. They're a little bit more, what would I say, like true to the sound. Just a little bit more balanced overall. So good for making decisions for mixing. Okay, that is all, I think. If anyone has any questions, just let me know. I'm happy to talk gear anytime. Seriously, please message me. I'm obsessed with talking about it, and I love giving people tips, advice, recommendations, all of the above. Hope you guys enjoyed that.